Oh, it's Justin.
Good evening, everyone. I am Justin Chang. I'm the film critic for the Los Angeles Times. Thank you for sticking around. We have a treat for you. Very pleased to be joined by someone who I think is one of the world's great filmmakers, and also by one of the best and most interesting actors working today. Please join me in welcoming the director, Claire Denis, and the actor, Robert Pattinson.
Sort of bronchitis, and it's not easy. It's sunny and warm.
Thank you so much for being here. I want to start by just asking, I've read that you've said that this movie is not science fiction to you. Is that true, or is it, can you explain that?
Now that the question is repeated many times, asking many times, I realize it became like a sort of motto, but I think it's not. What I wanted to say is I didn't want people to expect too much of what it is, science fiction in many films today, with a lot of incredible special digital effects. And I thought it was a film about few people with no alien, no fight, and in space, you know? That's all. I didn't want to say, no, this is not. I wanted to, not for people, because when we first screened it in Toronto, Robert was there. Wow, the first night I was, because I'm sure some people were expecting so much more, from fights and stars and star. We have one.
I was there, and I wasn't disappointed at all. So, but I know that this idea for this movie came to you. You've been working on it for some time. I'm sure there were many reasons, but why did it take so long to come together?
First of all, the proposal was made to me by an English producer to do a film in English, and it took me a little time to accept, because I wanted to do it in English for a reason I could understand. For instance, being in space, meaning to me speaking American or Russian, So, and this producer, Oliver Dungy, also mentioned, "Oh, Claire, I would like you so much to do a film about a femme fatale." And it's far from me, this sort of thing. So I thought, well, in space, a femme fatale could be a little willow, in a way, And it started like that, but then it took, it was a slow departure, and then in French, and then written in French, and we had to translate it, and then a casting, but then the budget was there 6 months, and then suddenly it was not there anymore. And it's, as you have seen the credits, it's so many co-producers, yeah. So it took so long time, yeah. And I have to say, Robert was very patient with us.
Robert, I don't expect you to remember this at all, but we did a really quick interview before you were about to go shoot High Life in Poland, and you were telling me about just the joy.
You were not in Poland?
No, in Cologne, yeah.
In Cologne.
I wasn't in the Poland.
Oh, sorry.
no.
I may be misremembering.
No.
But you were talking about just we were talking about just all the great directors you've worked with, and Claire being one of them, and just and your love for working your way through your DVD shelf. And was she? I take it she was on that shelf already, and you were familiar with her work.
She was a late arrival. I mean, I only really discovered Claire's work when I was about 25, I think. But yeah, it was an immediate. I think I was 24, 25, and then she was an immediate priority target. Hunted.
Was okay for me, Yeah.
What was it like meeting for the first time and deciding that that Robert was Monty?
I have a great memory of the first time we met in LA in a hotel, and it was I remember you were wearing a sort of white t-shirt. I mean, you were whitish, pale. And I was also very tired from the flight. And I thought, it's the energy to meeting someone was not really in me. And I thought it was a little bit also at a distance. But maybe because of that, it was easy for me to realize that it was, of course, him, nobody else, and everything I had said before to the casting director was foolish. No, I wanted someone this and that, and it doesn't matter what you say to the casting director. Is there were some people I really were afraid of, but for other people, you always have to good reason. Yes, I want someone like this and like that because it's important for the film that the person is hopeless or whatever. And with Robert, I met someone exactly the opposite, younger and not hopeless, but who had no life almost.
You're right, it's correct. Yeah.
For Monte.
Yeah.
No, life, you had. No.
It's what I feel when I look at the mirror.
No, you had a big life. No. I mean, who had no life in the Monte's character, in the vessel, not Robert. As opposed to him, I had no life, yeah.
When we're talking about casting, there's so many great performances in this movie by Juliette Binoche and Andre Benjamin in particular. Talk about just, I know you choose your actors very carefully, just casting them and working with them. And I know you've worked with Juliette, of course, on Let the Sun Shine In already, so.
Juliette was a sort of incident we did cast. I had met here in LA too, Patricia Arquette, and I thought I would have liked her to be the doctor, and she accepted, but because of the delay, she could not hold in time with us. And Juliette, I was in Cannes with Juliette for the other film, and she said, she told me, because I was moody, and I said, if it's like that, I'm not going to shoot. And I know it was totally unfair because you had been waiting, but I was in a bad mood, and she said, come on, don't make such a fuss about it. I will do it. I'm ready to do it. And it was very, very nice.
No, I remember a different story. No, I'm in Cannes, this is one of the things I really got excited about shooting the movie. When we were in Cannes and Patricia, we just found out Patricia's dates couldn't work, and no, it was a little bit afterwards, and I was thinking, like, we kind of tried to find a replacement, and nothing was working. And Claire was just sitting in my room, and I was like, "Have you found anyone yet?" And she's like, "Well, you know, maybe we will, maybe we won't, but if not, we'll just do it with you and the baby." I was like, "Really?"
I was thrilled. And you know what? This is true.
Yeah.
I had forgotten.
I was so down to do that.
No, but the thing was that I immediately called all the producers. Saying, this is it. And they freaked out, you know? Because what is this new thing? Now she's going to make it, you know, they were terrified. No, me, I would have loved.
Oh, great.
And Jessie.
Yeah, of course.
Jessie is the young actress who is Willow grown up.
She's wonderful, and the baby is amazing. Really.
Yeah. He did the casting. No, it's his choice, and no, it's true. It's true. We were. You mentioned you do casting very carefully, and for me it's weird because casting carefully, it's as if I was searching, you know, with care. No, I think casting, it's a strange thing. Is you meet someone and it's it. That's it. You know, you meet someone and you know it will never work. It's not right for the film. There is nothing more important than carefully. I think no, is on the spot, just like that, like I did with Mia Gott. I met her like 2 minutes and I said, André, I knew him. And I wanted, but I mean, casting is not a question of, when you do a cake, you have this amount of sugar, this amount of flour, no, it's something, it goes or not.
Well, and throughout your films, you've worked with so many of the same actors again and again.
And I think it's the same for actors. Yeah. They also, we feel, I mean, it's, carefully is a strange word in a way, because we are not careful. We are daring sometimes, I think, no? Yeah. When you look at me, oh.
Oh, what?
No.
Well, and speaking of daring, I guess I should just come right out and ask about the...
I don't mean it's daring to, that's why I was looking at me, sure. Daring to choose Robert, but it's carefully means we take no risk, you know, and it's the opposite. It's so good to that's it, you know, yeah.
And the fact that you've worked with so many of the same actors again and again, it's sometimes you find an actor and you love, and is it just they're the one, and you want to keep working with them?
Yeah. I've got a Robert for 20 years.
20 years.
Don't be afraid.